Here is the strangest thing about comedy in 2026. We ranked the 10 most watched films that IMDb actually classifies as a comedy this year, and the entire top 10 fits inside 1/10 of a rating point. Nothing bombed, nothing soared. Compare that to horror this year, which ran from an 8 all the way down to a 4. Comedy in 2026 was competent and safe from top to bottom. But there is a pattern hiding in the order, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. 3 films in this list carry a PG rating. They finished first, second, and third. Every single R-rated comedy of the year landed 5th or lower. The funniest films of 2026, according to the audience, were the ones made for children. Let's count down from 10. At number 10, The Wrecking Crew. Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa as estranged half-brothers digging into their father's suspicious death, directed by Ángel Manuel Soto, who made Blue Beetle. 45,000 voters settled on a 6.4, the lowest score in this top 10. But look at the critic number next to it. A 67 on Metacritic is the second highest critic score in the entire bottom half of this ranking. Reviewers enjoyed the two leads bouncing off each other. Audiences came for a Bautista and Momoa action comedy and found a family drama with jokes in it, and the gap between those two expectations is basically this whole score. Number 9. How to Make a Killing. Glenn Powell plays a man disowned at birth, working his way back toward an inheritance through the relatives standing in front of it. Margaret Qualley co-stars, and it is only the second feature from John Patton Ford, who made Emily the Criminal. 6.5 from 24,000 voters, and a 49 on Metacritic, which is the harshest critic score anywhere in this top 10. That split is worth sitting with. The audience rated this above 3 films that critics preferred. Pitch black comedy is the genre where professional reviewers and paying viewers disagree the most, and this is a clean example of it. 8 is Ready or Not. Here I Come, a sequel to the 2019 cult favorite. Samara Weaving is back as Grace, now hunted alongside an estranged sister, with Kathryn Newton and Sarah Michelle Gellar joining the cast. Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett return to direct, and between the original, the 2 Scream films, and Abigail, this pair have quietly become the most reliable horror comedy directors working. 6.5 from 52,000 voters. Solid, but well under the original, and the reason looks structural. The first film's premise was a perfect one-night trap. Widening that into dueling occult dynasties gave the sequel more plot and less pressure. Number 7, and this is the big one commercially. The Devil Wears Prada 2 brought back Anne Hathaway, Meryl Streep, Emily Blunt, and Stanley Tucci, with David Frankel returning to direct 20 years after the original. It made $220 million domestically, the biggest live-action comedy of the year by a wide margin. And it sits 7th on a 6.5 from the second-largest voting audience in this ranking. 73,000 people showed up and shrugged. The film is about the collapse of print magazines, which is a genuinely sharp idea. The problem is that the original worked because Miranda Priestley held absolute power. Give that character an industry that is dying underneath her, and the threat that made the first film crackle is simply gone. 6. And here is the year's cruelest piece of arithmetic. Good luck, have fun, don't die is Gore Verbinski's return. The man who made 3 Pirates of the Caribbean films, Rango and The Ring, directing Sam Rockwell as a man from the future recruiting diner regulars to stop a rogue artificial intelligence. 7.0 from 63,000 voters. 66 on Metacritic. And $8.4 million at the domestic box office. Now read that against the film directly below it. The Devil Wears Prada 2 made 26 times more money and rated half a point lower. In 2026, the best-reviewed comedies and the best-selling comedies were almost never the same films. Number 5 is the most-watched comedy of the year. The drama put Zendaya and Robert Pattinson together as an engaged couple whose wedding week comes apart. Written and directed by Christopher Borgli, who made Dream Scenario and Sick of Myself. 81,000 votes, more than any other film in this ranking, and a 7.2. Notice that the critics were cooler than the crowd here, at 59. Borgli's whole style is comedy that makes you wince before you laugh, and that reliably splits a room. $48 million for a talky relationship comedy with no franchise attached to it is, in this market, a genuinely good result. 4. And this is the highest-rated comedy of 2026 aimed squarely at adults. Voicemails for Isabel has Zoe Deutsch leaving messages for her dead sister about her chaotic life in San Francisco until a stranger in Texas starts receiving them. Nick Robinson and Nick Offerman co-star, and Leah McKendrick directs after Scrambled. 7.4 from 30,000 voters. It is worth naming what this film is. It is a grief comedy. And the fact that the funniest grown-up film of the year is one about a dead sibling tells you something real about where comedy went. When the jokes have to carry something heavy, audiences forgive them for not landing every time. And now the top 3, where every remaining film is rated PG. Number 3 is Hoppers, Pixar's original about a 19-year-old who puts her consciousness into a robotic beaver to talk to animals. Daniel Choe, the creator of We Bare Bears, directs. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, 73 on Metacritic, a 7.4 from the audience, and $164 million domestically. This is a brand new idea with no book, no sequel number, and no toy line behind it, and it outrated every adult comedy released this year. That is the argument this whole ranking keeps making. Number 2, The Sheep Detectives, and it holds the single best critic score of any comedy this year. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. A shepherd reads murder mysteries aloud to his flock every night, pretending they understand him. Then he turns up dead, and the sheep are convinced they know exactly how to solve it. Hugh Jackman leads, Kyle Balda directs after 3 Minions and Despicable Me films, and it landed a 7.5. $65 million is a modest return, and that is the frustrating part. This is the best-reviewed comedy of 2026, and most people watching this have never heard of it. And the highest-rated comedy of 2026 is Toy Story 5. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen return, with Greta Lee joining, and Andrew Stanton, who directed Finding Nemo and WALL-E, co-directing with McKenna Harris. This time the threat to playtime is a screen. 7.5 from 40,000 voters, 92% on Rotten Tomatoes, $370 million domestically, and just over $1 billion worldwide. A 5th entry in a 30-year-old franchise has no business being the best-rated comedy of the year. That it says less about Pixar than it does about everyone else. The 3 top-rated comedies of 2026 are all rated PG, and the biggest live-action comedy of the year finished 7th. All 10 together, and the shape of this chart is the story. 1.1 of a point separates the best comedy of the year from the worst. There is no disaster here, and there is no triumph either. The top 4 are a Pixar sequel, a family murder mystery, an original Pixar film, and a grief comedy. The bottom 4 are a franchise revival, a horror sequel, a dark comedy, and an action comedy, and every one of them is rated R or PG-13. Comedy for adults in 2026 was watchable. Comedy made for families was the only place anyone was actually swinging. 3 that missed the cut. The Super Mario Galaxy movie at 6.3, which is remarkable because it cleared $1 billion worldwide and still could not crack the comedy top 10. Cold Storage at 6.1, and The Scary Movie Revival at 5.2, the lowest-rated comedy of the year with a real audience behind it. So the ceiling for comedy this year was a 7.5, and it took a 5th Toy Story film to reach it. Which one did I rank too harshly? Tell me in the comments, I read them. And if this helped you find something worth watching tonight, a like and a subscribe genuinely help the channel. Thank you so much for watching.